All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? We are standing right on the edge of a brand new frontier in medicine. And honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it is becoming very, very real. We're talking about your digital twin, a virtual you that's poised to totally change healthcare as we know it. Just think about this for a second. What if your doctor could run simulations on a virtual version of you? Test out a new drug without you ever having to take it. Or what if they could predict a huge health crisis, like a heart attack, long before it ever happened, giving you plenty of time to stop it in its tracks? And believe me, this isn't just some far-off hypothetical anymore.
And this right here, this is the whole idea in a nutshell. A virtual counterpart of a patient, a living, breathing model that changes and evolves right along with you. That's the digital twin. And like I said, it's not just a concept anymore.
Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, a digital twin is basically a dynamic virtual model of you. It's built from a constant fire hose of real-time data. We're talking everything from your smartwatch, your medical records, even sensors in your environment. And the whole point? To simulate how your body works and, get this, to actually predict your future health.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dig into this idea of your virtual twin. Then we'll talk about the promise of prediction, all the good stuff. But then we've got to look at the flip side, the ghost in the machine. After that, we'll see how it's redefining the doctor's office. And we'll wrap up by looking at what this means for our digital future. All right, let's kick things off with the promise because honestly, it's nothing short of revolutionary. This technology could completely shift medicine from what it is now, mostly reactive, treating you when you're already sick, to something totally proactive and predictive.
And here's a really cool bit of trivia for you. This whole idea didn't even start in a hospital. Nope, it actually comes from manufacturing. Think aerospace, jet engines. They build virtual replicas of engines to predict when a part might fail before it actually happens. So now we're taking that exact same concept and applying it to, well, the most complex machine on the planet, the human body. And the potential benefits here? They're huge. They really boil down to four main pillars. We're talking enhanced predictive monitoring, so we can catch diseases super early. Then there's personalized treatments designed specifically for your body. This all leads to improved clinical decisions for doctors. And the big one, it could actually lead to reduced healthcare costs for everyone. So how does it all work, you ask? Well, the real magic happens when you combine tons of data with powerful AI. Your twin is constantly being fed information from your watch, your health records, all that stuff. And then these super smart AI algorithms crunch all that data to spot patterns and, you guessed it, predict what might happen next with your health. And check this out. The impact of feeding the AI the right kind of data is just staggering. Research shows that when you give an AI model the proper context, your personal profile, relevant health info, its predictive power can jump by almost 24%. I mean, a 23.8% improvement. That is a massive leap in accuracy. So you can kind of see how this creates a whole new cycle of proactive care. Step 1, data is constantly streaming in from all your devices. Step 2, the AI runs all these what-if scenarios. Step 3, your doctors get these amazing predictive insights. And Step 4, your care becomes totally personalized and proactive. It's about getting ahead of problems before they even start. Okay, but for all of this incredible promise, this technology also forces us to ask some really tough, really complex questions. Every powerful tool has a dark side, a shadow. And when it comes to the digital twin, that shadow is what we're calling the ghost in the machine. And this really gets to the heart of the ethical dilemma. Look, it's not enough to just ask if something is technically possible. Can we build it? We also have to ask, is it desirable for society? And maybe most importantly, is it ethically viable? Should we build it? The sweet spot for real value is right there in the middle, at the intersection of all three. And this leads us to maybe the single most important distinction we have to make, ethically speaking. And it's this. A digital twin is a representation. It is not a replica. Let me say that again. It's a simplified model, an abstraction. It is not a perfect one-to-one copy of a person. And the real danger starts the second we forget that. Because when we start forgetting that difference, we run into some very real dangers. There's the huge risk of reducing a whole complex person down to just a bunch of data points. There's the scary idea that a prediction, hey, you're at high risk for this, could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We could start to dehumanize the actual art of medicine,
undermine a doctor's own expert judgment, and even create a whole new digital divide in healthcare. There's this quote from the French Digital Health Delegation's expert group that just nails it. They say, the digital twin is only a tool, incapable of capturing the narrative, relational, and existential richness of the subject. And that's it, right? No algorithm, no matter how smart, can ever truly capture a person's life story, their relationships, their hopes, their will to live.
So this tech doesn't just change things for the patient, it completely overhauls the doctor's office. It's changing what might be the most sacred relationship in all of medicine.
Think about it. The way it's always worked, right? A doctor's visit is a conversation between two people, you, the patient, and your doctor. It's a relationship built on trust. But now, the digital twin introduces a third voice into that room. All of a sudden, you've got this algorithm, this avatar, presenting data and predictions that can sometimes feel more powerful than what you, the patient, are actually saying.
And believe it or not, it doesn't even stop there. There's actually a fourth person in the room, one you can't even see, the designer. The engineer, the company that built the twin in the first place, whose own biases and choices are baked right into the code. So it's not a simple two-way street anymore. It's this complex four-way intersection.
So it really makes you wonder, right? Who do you trust? Do you trust the doctor with all their years of experience and human intuition? Or do you trust the model, with its cold, hard, data-driven predictions? Figuring out this new balance of trust and authority, that's one of the biggest hurdles we have to clear.
Okay, so we've seen the incredible promise, but we've also seen the serious dangers. The big question is, where do we go from here? How do we move forward and build a digital future that's both innovative and, still human? Well, the only way forward is to tackle these challenges head-on. For data privacy and security, we need super stringent regulations and total transparency. For interoperability, getting all the systems to talk to each other, we've got to have standardized frameworks. To get doctors to trust it, the AI has to be explainable, not some black box. For social justice, we have to make sure everyone has access. And yep, we even have to think about the environmental impact, pushing for what some people call frugal AI.
At the end of the day, the goal here is not to slam the brakes on innovation. Not at all. It's about steering it in the right direction. It's about making sure this incredible technology is embedded in a humanistic logic, where tech serves care and not the other way around. That's absolutely crucial. And all of this leaves us with one final and, I think, really critical question to think about. As this technology weaves itself into our lives, is your digital twin going to be your ultimate health advocate, helping you live a longer, healthier life? Or could it become a kind of data-driven cage, reducing all your beautiful, messy complexity down to a simple set of predictions? The answer to that? Well, that's a choice we're all